everybody, welcome back to another issue or episode of Saturday Night Forums, number 51. Almost made it a whole year now. I'd like to introduce my buddy, Playing Havoc, also goes by Arkansas Prepper Network. We got the Mooseman on the loose.
Howdy, howdy.
And then we got Niki. Hey, Niki. So how's everybody in the chat doing here? I see we got JH out there. We got Guardsman on. Song of the South. Hello. Joe Morgan. Jeremy the Jester. Good to see you. Our buddy Pete the Persian Pete. We got our buddy Pete out in the chat. I don't know. Every time I see it, he changes his name. We got Carmen out there. Good to see you, Carmen. Old Reliable. Good to see you. Excalibur FPV. That's kind of a new one, but welcome. Ron Stryker, as always, welcome. So I had an article I wanted to pull up. And this one, I don't know how this is gonna work out for California, but one of the judges out there, the same judge, I believe it's the same judge that a few months or even a year ago tried to overturn the large capacity magazine ban thingy. Well, apparently he came out on yesterday afternoon, and he overturned their more than 30-year-old ban on assault weapons.
Yes.
U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez said that AR-15 rifles are like Swiss Army knives, calling them a perfect combination of home defense weapon and homeland defensive equipment. California's definition of illegal military-style firearms unlawfully robs law-abiding residents of weapons widely available in most other states and by the U.S. Supreme Court. So I guess back in 1989 was when they first prohibited the sale of ARs with, well, any assault weapon, which probably includes AKs and anything else that's semi-auto. The concluding that an assault weapon has such a high rate and capacity for firepower that its function as a legitimate sports or recreational firearm is substantially outweighed by the danger it can be used to kill and injure human beings. Dumb. Fucking dumb. So anyways, he did put a 30-day hold on it because he knows that there's going to be pushback, and of course, Gavin Newsom already came out and said the court's decision is a direct threat to public safety and the lives of innocent Californians. Period.
Give me a break.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's dumb, but they're all dumb.
Politicians undermine the safety of citizens.
Yeah, no doubt. What's up, Josh? Hey, Teresa. So I don't know. Do you think this is going to be upheld, or do you think they're going to be able to stop it?
No,
Boy,
I think it'll be upheld.
That's a tough question.
It'll be upheld.
It should be upheld, but you've got so many anti-Second Amendment people in California that have been brainwashed with the Kool-Aid to believe that a gun kills people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. A gun is a gun by the definition of assault. Assault is what one human being does to another human being or another animal or something like that. A gun is an inanimate object. It's a tool, and it can assault no one.
Exactly.
And they call a semi-automatic sporting rifle. Well, the first semi-automatic sporting rifle was made, I believe, in 1903. The 351 self-loading Winchester rifle had a larger cartridge, had, you know, more power than the little 223 5.56 caliber AR-15s. We've, just like cars have advanced now to where them guys want to run electric cars, from when we had a little four-cylinder flathead gasoline engine back in the early 1900s up until now. We look at all these advances in our technology. Well, yeah, we have a gun now that is modular. It is more reliable. There have been various Supreme Court rulings saying we should have military style weapons are perfectly legal for us, and yet you've got other people that don't want people to have them. Now, granted, it pains every gun owner in America's heart every time some crazy or some nutcase or some kid goes out and takes a gun of this sort and uses it to commit a crime. But like Thomas Jefferson said, you do not abrogate the rights of law-abiding citizens for what the criminals do. You hang the criminals from the gallows.
Right.
Yep.
But our current system has flipped that on its head. That we can't have hangings anymore. We can't have lethal injections anymore. With a lot of states, they've banned anything like that because it's cruel. So are the crimes that are being committed.
This is true.
That's why if every American was armed, a lot of that would just go right out the window.
It happens every time, Nikki. I mean, I live in a very gun-free state, and I'll tell you what, man, our crime is. I mean, crime's always going to occur. Moose, you know that. Everybody knows that. It's still going to occur, but it doesn't occur like it does in Chicago or Detroit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, because when
where you're at, everybody's, carrying armed.
Before people think about going in and before people think about going in and robbing the store, at least out here they think, well, shit, there's 10 people in there, probably at least 5 of them are armed.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing. If people are doing that and they just think about it twice, and it's like, wait, if I go in there, the majority of the people in there are armed, and every American should be, then they think twice about it. And the thing is, if they screw up, then due justice happens at the hands of every strapped and wrapped American. Just saying, that's just American justice, man. And there you go. We saved the taxpayers a lot of money, man.
I know, right? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Found a Beretta for $450. Well, what year and what kind of condition is it in?
What model?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
If it's a Beretta 92 or an M9 or a P9S, that's a good price, especially if it comes with a couple of mags.
Right.
Yeah.
My very first purchase was a 96, and because I carried the M9 when I was in service, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with that 96. The sights kept walking on me. I was ready to throw it in the river. But since then, I love 92s, don't get me wrong, but for some reason when they upsized that to the 96, it just didn't work. Not for me.
Oh, brand new. There you go.
I've got a brand new I got a brand new M9 I picked up from a military friend of mine that had some that he acquired, and I paid $500 for it, and it's an awesome gun. I even ended up selling my old P92S that had the different mag release and kept the M9. But since I've also gotten my hands on a P220 SIG in 45 auto, and I really love that gun. Of course, I'm a 1911 man, so I like my 45s better. But the Beretta has a lot of firepower, ammo wise, compared to the 45s.
Yeah. 17 compared to 8. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why, I mean, my 40 caliber, it holds, 16 with one in the chamber, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. And I still like to use math for the argument against the Second Amendment to stop the argument of people wanting gun control. If you take all the guns in the United States, and there's about 400 million that they think, I'm thinking there's more than 400 million.
I'd guess more.
But you take the number of guns that are used to commit crime every year, that number is 1/10 of 1% or less. 1/10 of 1%. If we had a gun problem in the United States with 400 million guns, billions of rounds of ammunition in the hands of the citizens, you would damn well know it. We don't have a gun problem. We've got a revolving door criminal justice problem. We've got a gang problem. We've got an inner city housing problem created by the government to put all these poor people together in these housing projects with no hope, no education, no jobs. And this is what you get, because what kind of an outcome are you expecting when people don't do that? Then these kids join gangs. They have no morals. They have no scruples. They come usually from a one-parent home, if that. Then you've got other foreign gangs coming in and rival gangs taking over. So what's the best way to fight each other? It's guns. Like when we was a kid, we fought it out with fists. You want to fight? Okay. Then they went to clubs and stuff. Now they've gone to guns because they're easier to get because they steal a lot of guns. And like this ATF deal with the ghost guns, what they're calling ghost guns, where they're trying to say it's homemade guns that have no serial numbers, is a crock of crap, because about 80% of the criminal guns have had the serial numbers ground down off of them, which is a federal offense to grind a serial number off a gun.
Yep.
So they're trying to lump it all together because ATF seemingly is been infiltrated by gun control instead of being pro-gun and proactive and stuff. And sure, they go around and inspect the firearms industry and try to keep their books straight, but they will ding the hell out of you if you make a mistake on your books. So they've shut down a lot of home FFL holders. There used to be thousands, and then under the Clinton administration, they shut a lot of them down. That people that were selling guns out of their house or out of their garages and stuff. Now you have to have a brick and mortar store. You have to have regular hours. I had to basically, I have to do gunsmithing now. I do it without a license, but I do it while the people wait. They bring me their gun. I fix it while they wait, and then they take it with them. Otherwise, the only way I can legally fix their gun is to buy it from them, fix it, and then turn around and resell it to them, because I don't want the license hassle anymore. I don't want the inspectors. I don't want to give up my rights under the Constitution for a license that they want me to have. So I'm retired now. I build guns for myself, and
you should be able to do
that's
that.
the way it's going to be. But
Yeah, you have to have an
You
FFL even if
should
you want a
that
powder coat
down
one.
in your fresh ridiculous nonsense. And you know what the problem is? One of these little asshats run up in your apartment complex and do their shit. I don't give a crap how old or young they are. You know what? If you took it upon yourself and you want to be a thug with a gun and all that, there should be a well-armed American that's trained behind his AR-AK, pistol, revolver, whatever the fuck it is, and I don't care what sex you are, and that's it. You put that little shit down. So you know what? If he screwed up, it's his problem. Guess your mom didn't raise you right, so next, that's it. Hey, it's American justice, man. Yeah,
Hi,
yeah,
Terry.
that's the way I see it. No, I'm just saying. It's just ridiculous nonsense. And the fact that Moose has to jump through hoops to do something that he's actually good at is also ridiculous nonsense. You know, people like him should be allowed to do whatever the heck they want. By the way, under the Constitution, everybody should be allowed to do whatever the heck they want. Open carry, run around with a gun, build whatever the hell you want, and let nature's law sort it the hell out. If you didn't raise your kid right and he's knocking on my door trying to steal my shit, guess what? I'm going to deliver you back home to your mom in a body bag. That or you're going to get composted in the backyard. Fuck it. That's the way shit should be. Eventually it'll all straighten itself out. It will. That's the way it should be. I don't need some dude in a suit telling me what to do with a gun or what to carry. It's natural law. And the Constitution and God tells me to defend myself and carry a firearm. I don't need some douchebag suit man just saying. All right, next. All right.
No, oh, you're talking about the 12 and the 14-year-old that had the shootout with the cops. I haven't,
No,
I studied.
another one. Yeah.
Well, we kind of covered that in the After Dark the other night. I do have another story here, though. Apparently, I want to say it was last night, there was actually an Uber driver. Let's see, when did
Yeah,
this happen?
humans do make good compost.
Father of three executed by carjackers. Okay, this was just yesterday. Father of three children was shot and killed by armed carjackers while driving for an Uber in Chicago suburb. Cicero police have arrested at least one juvenile. Now you know what they mean when they say juvenile. Suspect fault. Yeah, if they were anything other than white, yeah, that's what they put in there. Suspect following the death of a 38-year-old man from Indiana after he was shot around 7:30 on May 31st. Four males with hoods up approached the vehicle before the shooting. One male gets in the back. Inside, there was a struggle with Uber driver, 38-year-old Joe. The video shows the suspect open the door, but it stops right as the father of three was shot in the head. He was pronounced dead on Wednesday, but was kept on life support so his organs could be harvested. The victim has no criminal history. He's a hard-working young man that was out trying to make $1. And they are pursuing some other suspects at this time. Well, hopefully they get them all. That
Yes,
sucks.
if he was strapped and well trained, it would be a non-issue. Just saying. I'm just saying. You're gonna get in my car and try to jack me. I mean, dude, you're going in the compost pile, or I don't know, something's happened. Your mama's coming and looking at you in a body bag. That's the way it should be. You can't do that, man. It's a crime. You're a criminal, and I'm sorry. These guys, it's just bait, man. It sucks. Yeah.
I think one other thing that pisses me off the worst about this whole deal, the Second Amendment is written in stone. It is a limit on government in the Constitution, and it is one of our God given rights. And yet, these same immoral politicians are promoting abortion and killing millions and millions of unborn children. And I think it's over 50 million since the 70s, 50 million abortions. And it may be closer to 70 million now. They're promoting that, but yet, in the eyes of public safety, they want gun control. But there is no abortion right in the Constitution.
It's not about gun control. It's
This is
about
what
people
gets under
control.
my skin.
People control. Exactly.
Right.
He just said it.
People control.
That's right. It's not gun control. It's people control.
Well, that's pretty much all their laws. It seems like every law they pass just strips more and more of our freedom away.
Absolutely.
That's all a law is. It's a reduction of freedoms, not addition.
Well,
Exactly.
and we keep hiring these assholes to go up there and sign
you're
away our rights. Well, I shouldn't say we all do. I mean, I live in a pretty conservative area, so I'm not too threatened by it. I'm not threatened by the freaking gun ban, whatever that they want to push up in the federal government. I personally, I don't think it would go through anyways. But
there are too many states fighting it right now.
I know.
Basically passing laws for sanctuary, whatnot. It's a good movement.
Yeah. It's funny, right? You see a lot of states that are doing that right now, up to and including. It's kind of funny that California went that route, and you kind of almost wonder why. After 1989, that's when that ban was initiated in the state of California, and suddenly Supreme Court judge overturned that shit. So yeah, that's kind of makes me sit here and go, huh.
Well, no, he's also the same one, like I said, that he came out against the well, they call it an extended mag or whatever, but it's standard capacity, and so he was able to at least get it suspended for a week, so people could at least get them shipped in. But yeah, they've gotta do something in California, man. I'll tell you. I couldn't imagine living there. I couldn't imagine living in Hawaii. Can you imagine living in Hawaii where they don't even give out permits? Yeah.
Well, it's like that. And the thing is, I mean, if you want to look at it as a whole, the truth is all around in every one of the 50 states, everything's an infringement, period. It really is.
Yep.
You want to do background checks, all that crap. And by the way, the NRA, crooked as fuck. I can't stand them. Excuse my F word, but didn't mean to do that. It's all bullshit, man. Because the truth is that we have a Second Amendment. I don't know what part of shall not be infringed nobody got, from a couple hundred years ago. But the thing is, no matter what, there should be nothing. No background checks, no nothing. There shouldn't be anything. And the truth is, everybody's like, well, the criminals are going to get the crap. Newsflash, they're not getting background checks anyway. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
So it'll all even itself out anyway. The good guys that know how to use guns will even shit out, with all this crap. It's just such a load of crap, man. It's more red tape. It's just like the whole marijuana deal. I get really pissed off when people are like, oh, they legalized marijuana in our state. I'm like, all right, what's legalized? Well, we can get our card now and we can go in. I'm like, oh, really? So that's not legalizing shit. That's more red tape that you pay because you don't get the card for free. Obviously, you pay somebody. But I'm like, that's more money you're paying. Here's the thing. It was never criminal back in the fuck. Our Constitution was written on hemp paper, for fuck's sake. It shouldn't be illegal, But the thing is, it's all red tape, man. It's another way for them to make money. So for crying out loud, man, I don't know why the country doesn't get about shall not be infringed, because it's crystal fucking clear. You can't infringe shit. So it's like
but they don't listen to that, Nikki. But no, that God,
well, I'm just saying every
you have
to have a CCW.
No. Actually, no. That brings up a point to me, because I was just reading an article. I want to say yesterday. I can't remember what state it was now, but they were a shall issue, and so basically you just go in there, you pass the background check, the sheriff gives you your permit for like $20. But when one of the senators came out with this new bill to make it permitless carry, like we have in Arizona and many other states now, the sheriff actually the senator was not only he was not only on the commission on the Senate judicial thing, but he was also a sheriff too. And so he actually was under this one sheriff, ended up firing him because they were making like $18 million a year on these freaking permits. And so he did not want that bill to go through. And yeah.
18 million, you just said?
$18 million a year they made on permits.
That's my point.
Alone.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
I can't remember what state. I want to say it's like Alabama, but yeah, I think it was Alabama. Actually, now that I think about it.
Good Lord.
Uh-oh.
That proves my point, man. Where'd Moose go?
Actually, Christie is out there in Alabama. You guys don't have constitutional carry out there yet, do you?
Alabama? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's just a ridiculous load of nonsense. According to the Second Amendment, everybody in the country's got constitutional carry. And the thing is, if everybody stood up and just did it, there's not a freaking thing they could do about it. Because the supreme law of the land dictates that everybody's got constitutional carry. You don't have to listen to individual shit.
Nobody's going to argue that. Ridiculous. The problem is, Nikki, there's too many people now. Say you live in an open carry state, and you've got your sidearm on, and you walk into a store and you'll still see Karens. They're like, "Hey, he's got a gun, he's gonna shoot him."
I know, right? Oh my God, it's hanging off his ass. Yeah, I know.
Man, but we have too many people like that. If we could educate all those people, yeah, we could make shit happen. Good. Until what's that?
Firearm is just a tool. If everyone understands it is a tool, it is not going to hurt anyone. It is up to the person. Now, you can have Jim Bob or whoever that will sit there and twirl it around and make a scene. They're just idiots. They need to be dealt with accordingly. But for every responsible gun owner out there, that is, if you see one on a hip, we need to teach people it's a tool. It's here to save your life. It's here to save her life. That is the way it should be approached, rather than, oh, it's a gun, it might hurt somebody.
See, I started with my kids. I started my kids off. Like my oldest boy, I think was 5 the first time he fired a gun. He didn't enjoy it very much at that point, but as he got older, 13, 14, he shot my AR and he's like, oh, wow, that's cool. I like that. And I was like, cool. Maybe one of these days you'll have your own. And so now he does. But I mean, my kids are old enough now and experienced enough now. I don't have to keep my guns locked up in a safe or anything like that. Now, if I had like as many as Mooseman or something, then yeah, I'd probably have like 5 gun safes if I had as many as Moose.
I don't. My shit's laying around all over the fucking house.
I don't know why. You live in a humid area. That's way too humid out there. I wouldn't leave them laying out there. But I mean, I live in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with moisture. If it rains, if it rains, then great.
And I got my crap all over the place.
As long as you got good oil on your guns, because rust and politicians are the 2 biggest enemies of guns.
Right.
Like break into my house and raid my guns. Good luck with that, dickhead. That's why half the time I'm like, you're doxing yourself, man. You got all this shit. I don't care. It's just, I'm honest. It's like there's one in the garage, is laying out. It's not loaded yet. So
it's funny how, if you really look at the statistics, more people are killed with baseball bats, knives, hands and feet, and strangulation than guns kill. So,
right?
We don't have that problem that they keep. Now, what I would like to see is the media give equal time when they publish all these stories and harp about, oh, this guy grabbed a gun and shot up and killed a bunch of people. All right. How about giving equal time to the 1 million to 4 million times a year that U.S. armed citizens stop crime, save lives, defend people against other people's attacks, dog attacks. They save livestock against a predator attack, but that doesn't fit their narrative. So we know that only like 150,000 to 200,000 crimes a year are committed, yet 1 to 4 million times guns are used for the betterment of our society by keeping crime in check. But you won't hear that on the media.
Right on.
No, you won't.
Yeah, if you believe what you hear in the media, it's like, oh my God, guns are so bad. They're killing all these people. But the truth is, that's a tiny inkling of what's literally going on, because more lives are saved, like Moose said, by people actually being armed and well-armed and knowledgeable with it than what they blow up in mainstream media. And that really makes me angry, But you know what? I'm going to say, keep kicking the bear and they're going to find out, because that can't last forever. You know what I mean? America is such a heavily armed society that this crap can't go on forever. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like I said this morning on the after hour. If guns were such a problem, and Mooseman mentioned it, he put it more eloquently than I will. If we were such a problem as gun owners, there wouldn't be any liberals to decry guns.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. We get rid of that problem pretty quick. Right? I remember you said that earlier today. Made me laugh too. It's so true. See, we're under control. We're very responsible. Or you wouldn't be breathing anymore, right?
Metal for breakfast, no doubt. After 20 years of framing houses, I can definitely use a hammer as a deadly weapon. So does that make it an assault weapon? Only if I assault nails all the time, and wood and all that, plywood.
Thumbs.
But occasionally a thumb.
That's a good
And
one.
actually, hammers and bats are pretty high on the list of weapons that are used to kill more people than guns.
Right?
But I was surprised that hands and feet kill more people and knives kill more people.
They do.
So, you know, this whole thing is about the government disarming us and turning us into sheep. Well, the sheep can't
Yes.
fight when only the wolves show up and you're not armed. But yet, when the sheep are armed and the wolves show up, the wolves will either turn tail and run or die trying to attack. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
And it's just that people get so easily brainwashed today. It just amazes me at the things people will believe and hear, and most of it is from the lamestream media that is just flat out lying to people, and they're a big propaganda machine, just like Joseph Goebbels used for Nazi Germany in 1938 through 1945. They're
That's
doing the
right.
same exact thing.
Oh, that
Slavery
propaganda worked perfectly.
slavery never ended. All of this is about people control. They just changed the
Right.
game. We are economic slaves to the government.
Yes.
We are.
Yep.
God, I love you for saying that. Yeah. And I
And
know
that's
this.
not how our country was actually founded to
No,
be. Our country was founded to avoid that.
Yeah, right? Where are we at now? How
under
bad?
lawyers' funds.
It's true, we're all slaves. I
Yep.
don't get how people don't see that. Yeah. So right. I love that you said that.
Well, it's because it's been spoon fed to most of us all our lives. It took me almost 40 years to wake up to it.
Did you? But you still pay your taxes, don't you?
I do. I
We're
still pay registration on my vehicle. Well, that's because I don't want to, go to jail or get cited or anything.
Well, you actually won't.
And that's what it is. It's because it's a
Technically,
Actually, yeah,
threat.
you
there's
will.
laws in there. You don't. If you're traveling and you're not a driver working in
No,
factory
I've seen
in
the
the act of commerce,
I've
you
seen
don't
too many of these
need
sovereign
insurance
citizen
registration
videos.
for a driver's
It,
license.
it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
It
I mean, the
does.
only sovereign citizens now are the police and the politicians. They're the sovereign citizens now. They've totally flipped the script, dude.
No such
Now,
thing as
how do we
sovereign
flip it back?
citizen. That's
That
like
is that right there is what
right
we
there.
need to focus on. How do we flip it back to where we have our rights restored and respected, like the original Constitution deemed? You know,
Well, I'll tell you, for one thing, you have to get the terminology right. There is no such thing as a sovereign citizen. Those are two different words. There's a citizen and there's a sovereign. So you're a sovereign human being or you're a citizen. You can't put those two together. There literally is no such thing. So
right.
you're a citizen because you're a entity of the government and tax-paying douchebag, or you're a sovereign human being. A sovereign, that's it. You can't put the two together, they don't work. A citizen, you're not a citizen because a citizen automatically labels you as, you're tax cattle.
As a
That's it.
possession. Yes.
That's it. You're not a citizen, man. You're a human being. You're a free human being. And then let's take it a step further. And you are sovereign. So you believe in freedom and yourself and all that. But you cannot put the word sovereign with citizen. These two do not work in consort with each other. Doesn't work. Technically, by the definition of the words, it does not work. So you're either sovereign, which is great because you're for the country and you're going to fight till the death, or you're a citizen, just a moo tax cattle. There you go. You're not citizen, bad word, man. Everybody needs to eliminate that from their vocabulary. The citizen is just, you got stamped and you're owned, which we all are anyway. Because when your mom squeezed you out and you got a social security number, we're already fucked. Because
Yep.
we've got a number. But I'm just saying, you gotta learn the difference there, and it's technical and it sucks. It's like, oh crap. But the thing is, Those two do not work together. So you got to separate them. Because if you're a sovereign, then we can fight for the country and take it back. But you can't be. There's no sovereign citizen. No such thing. Look it up.
Right.
It's crap. You
Yeah,
know.
Right.
and
That's like never going back to Royal England with the Queen.
Song of the South, you put that very well. If we would have laid down our arms at Lexington and Concord, we would all be flying British flags. You're 100% correct on that, sir.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah.
And we wouldn't have guns.
Nope.
Right on. Yeah.
Now that's something I find interesting is that in Great Britain you can walk in and buy a suppressor over the counter for those licensed guns that they have, and it's considered gentlemanly to have a suppressor on your gun to keep the noise down while you're out shooting. Yet here they classify a damn attachment as a firearm because of the 1934 NFA Act, which was machine guns, suppressors, sawed-off shotguns, short-barrel rifles, and any other weapons. So it makes no sense in this day and age that with the amount of people that are suffering hearing damage, especially from war, because you can't wear good hearing protection and hear orders and commands under fire and protect your hearing too.
What?
Right. I have tinnitus from gunfire.
I do too. Well, actually, I think mine comes more from the carpentry aspect, but yeah, shooting guns did not help it much.
That and loud music got mine the concert days back in the 70s.
That sucks. That's terrible. I'm trying to catch up on comments. I don't have the other window open, so. Oh, wait. I think I do, but I don't think it catches up on the comments like on the. Yeah, it doesn't. Yep. All I can do is read them.
And like I've tried to explain to people many times over, when I was a police officer, I didn't fear the guy with the pistol. I didn't fear the guy with the AR-15. Most of them don't know how to handle them or shoot them anyway. What I did fear was that sniper with the high-powered deer rifle that I didn't see, that was in a blind somewhere and may have me in his crosshairs. I got no defense against that.
Right? Yeah, that's the same one. Yankee Spanky.
Police officers are not issued the proper gear. Not to defend against that anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, our department was so small, I never wore a bulletproof vest. I found them bulky anyway when I tried them on, and it slowed me down chasing criminals down. I carried the minimum equipment. I didn't need all that shit on my belt all the time. I had it in the car if I needed it. But all I needed was my service gun, my handcuffs, my handcuff key, spare mags, and a flashlight, and I was good to go. Now, if there was a situation, I had my baton in the car. I could carry my pepper spray in my pocket, and nobody even knew that it was there. But I didn't have all that other bulky crap holding me up.
Yeah.
We got a new police officer here now. He carries an AR-15 mag on his belt, full 30 rounds. It's like, why do you carry that? It makes you look like an idiot.
Hi, Mary.
Your gun's in the car. You very seldom grab that rifle, and if you do, you can grab a mag and slap it in your pocket. If you need more than 30 rounds, you're doing something wrong. I keep trying to tell him.
Hi, Cherokee.
He said slap it. I like that.
Hello, Debbie.
Hey, Cherokee.
Your wheels are hitting my laptop.
What's going on, Yankee?
I'll be right back.
What?
But I am seeing ammo come back now, and the price actually of AK ammo has dropped down to $309 for 1,000 rounds, down from $469.
Get out.
AR-15 ammo's down a little bit, maybe $50 or so, and I saw a 9mm advertised for 50 cents a round finally. So, but I am seeing some of the other stuff that I'm really kind of upset about. The first shipments of powder, the powder suppliers have jacked the price up. What normally was $21, $22 a pound is now over $30 a pound on these first shipments. And I don't believe the powder companies have jacked it up the same as like when I went to Walmart and bought 800 rounds of federal ammunition for $42, and I go see that the wholesaler has that same box for $125. I know that there's a problem somewhere. It tells me that Walmart's putting it out for their minimum profit margin, and these other companies are gouging. So it actually aggravates me that some of the companies I was doing business with now are gouging on the price of ammo. And I can understand staying in business during a shortage, but it's you're devaluing our dollar when you do it, and you don't even realize it, because when my dollar buys less, it's devalued.
That's a good point, because when you have mass price increases,
Yeah,
it's a really good
and I
point.
went looking at meat the other day, and it'll cost me $10 now to make a meatloaf. That's crazy.
Don't you have squirrels?
Oh, well, I got a lot of squirrels and deer and all that, but occasionally I like a ground beef meatloaf, you know?
True.
I got squirrels. Y'all want squirrels? Come on down here. Fucking squirrels.
Actually, Red has been farming squirrels here. She's been feeding them at her bird feeders. The squirrels clean up the ground stuff, and we've got nice big fat squirrels, and they've been multiplying like tree rats that they are. She loves to make squirrel stew and everything else, so we figured with a quarter-acre pond full of fish that we've got, now we've got squirrels in the trees, along with usually anywhere from 5 to 20 deer in the yard every day. Wild hogs not too far from here, down toward the river. Lots of birds, lots of possums and raccoons. We got a pretty good protein source here to add to our bags of rice if it comes down to
it. So you got boar. Shoot, we got those too. Scary, man.
Yeah, boars ain't nothing nice. That's why we need AR-15s. I mean, like seriously, if anybody with any kind of land like that, if you get wild boars on there, they'll tear that place up. Not to mention they're freaking mean.
And they're mean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll mess you up. Mm-hmm. We got boar. That's like the national animal of Florida. We got guys that go on hunting expeditions up there just to catch them. I mean, they're nasty fuckers, man. They're bad.
Hey, AV.
Well, I hog hunted in Florida, and deer, and turkey.
Yeah, you won't want free pig meat? Come to Florida, man. We got boar everywhere. It's like a free-for-all down here. You got tons of them.
In the river bottoms, we just drop them and leave them for the coyotes, because the coyotes don't really bother the cattle here.
Oh, really?
Not locally, anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you shoot one with a 22 caliber, you're only gonna piss it off, no doubt.
Yeah, right.
You want at least a 223, if not bigger.
Yeah, you need to blow that thing's head off, man. They're nasty. They'll come after you. That's crazy.
I shot one right between the eyes with a 45, 1911, right between the eyes, and he looked at me and walked off.
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Sure it wasn't a razorback?
They probably bounced off his head.
It surprised me. I went and got a bigger gun.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And this is where the AK-47 comes in handy. Ain't much walking
Yeah,
away
I
from
went and grabbed the 44 Magnum. I dirty harried his ass.
and Dirty Harry them. Yeah, they get nasty though. I mean, they're nasty. It's kind of cool. I got a good education from a lot of our guys that work over at Riva because they do these boar hunting weekends. They just jump in the SUV and go up north and they're doing. I'm like, man. And I was like, Vinny, he's like totally unassuming. He's selling you parts during the week. And he's out boar hunting on the weekend, you know? Like, man, what do you do? Because I want to learn from these guys, you know? But he's like, they're actually wicked because if you don't hit them right and you don't get them down, they're like, did you just try to hit me? And they go and chase you and come after you. These things are nuts. You know, they're fucking crazy. They're scary. Then they go after them, but they usually put
Yeah,
them down.
hogs have a hard head.
Yeah, big time.
Hogs have a hard head, but they've also got on the shoulder, they've got shoulder pads that grow out real thick. And they actually killed a hog up in North Florida that was over 1,100 pounds. It looked like a deep freezer with legs, and it had all kind of bullets and buckshot and slugs stuck in those pads when they butchered it that did not penetrate into the shoulder.
Yep.
It was that tough.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys, what they do is what they said, they wait for them to run at them and they pick their head up. When they pick their head up and they're looking at them, and then they get them right underneath in between, you know, when they're running, like usually on that side. So what they're using to shoot them is like it goes in and then it's like bam. And if they get them right, it goes in and hits their heart because it's not armored right here underneath their. But you gotta get it in the right spot.
Right.
So they nail it there, and then it gets our heart. So they're like, they'll keep running for a while because they're pretty tough. And then they go down, and then they've got them. So you know, but you need to know how to hit these things, yeah, because they'll keep coming, man, and they will mess you up if they catch you. They are not friendly. They're mean. They'll chase you up a tree. They're bad. Yeah, so it's cool. I learned a lot from them because I'm like, as a prepper, I live in Florida. We've got a lot of those things here, man. I actually want to know how to nail one of those things, even though I've never come across one. But hey, if I do, I need to know what the hell to do so they doesn't run me down and kill me because they are mean. Yeah, if they run you down, they're mean. They're really mean. They'll mess you up.
What's the meanest animal you've ever encountered, Moose?
I'm not mean.
Humans.
What's the what? The meanest?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid of a human because of living in Alaska and being charged by giant grizzly bears and charging moose that weigh 2,000 pounds. I learned not to be scared of a little measly human on two legs.
Mm-hmm.
They can't run near as fast and they ain't got as big of horns or claws.
Yeah. Kodiak. I don't know. I don't know if what's bigger, Kodiak or grizzly. Not like it really matters. I don't care if it's just a brown
They're
or a
both.
black bear.
Yeah, actually, the brown bears and the Kodiaks are pretty close to the same size wise. Most of them are going to run anywhere from 6 to 9 feet. You get the occasional 12, 13 foot grizzly bear, but it's actually the black bear is more deadly than the grizzly because the black bear will kill you and eat you right then. A grizzly will maul you and either try to bury you or walk away after you play dead and then try to come back later and bury you or eat you. which gives you time to get away. But a black bear will kill you and start eating you right away.
Wow.
Really? Wow. That sucks. That like
Yeah.
And I'm not calling them black bears to be racist. That's what they are.
The black bears here seem to be pretty docile.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll come into your
The
house,
internet
go
sucks.
through garbage cans, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I've seen videos. Like, I had a buddy that did a video. I guess they left their back patio door open, and the thing freaking came inside and started going through their freaking kitchen. He
What?
gets in there, and there's a freaking black bear going through their freaking cabinet. He's like,
Are you
what?
serious?
You shoot it out. He didn't even have to shoot it or nothing. He just shoot it out.
Make
Holy
noise, spread your arms, and they usually run away.
wow. And can you imagine you wake up, you're like, I need a drink of water. You go in the kitchen, there's some big ass black bear in there raiding your refrigerator. You're like, shit, that'll wake you up pretty quick. Oh, God, that's not funny, but God, can you imagine?
Just stay away from my iced tea. That's all I gotta say.
Wow. Yeah, I don't doubt it, Yankee. Yeah. Those things scare me. I mean, and they're smart too, you know. The bear's a pretty hard thing to go up against, man. Like, I wouldn't want to. I don't want to put those fucking things down, like, immediately. We've got actually quite a bit in Florida, too, actually. Well, I don't know if they're black bears. Who's in Florida? I don't know what kind of bears we've got here. We do have a lot of bears, though, but not where I'm at. Jeez.
Florida has some black bears, and they have what they call honey bears. It's a little brown bear. I actually had a skin of one down in Florida. I won't say how I got it, but they're actually a smaller bear, and they were only about 4 foot long, almost like a cub. They were smaller bear, but North Florida has some black bears.
Yeah,
but the hogs are way more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew we had them because it's a problem up in North Florida. We don't have them here. So we got the panthers too.
Yeah. Yep. And you've got those pythons though down in South Florida that are raising hell and eating everything.
Oh God, yeah.
And some anacondas and boas that have mixed in with them now, and they're hybriding down there, and they're eating gators, they're eating deer, they're eating birds. I mean, they're eating everything.
No, it's a major problem.
I watched the program of those guys going out. There's a bounty on them in South Florida, so these guys are going out and they're making $500-600 a day catching snakes and getting the bounty. And this one guy uses everything out of them. He sells snake meat. He tans the hides. He renders the fat off of them, and so he's really made him a good market. And then he has yeah.
You're a good hunter and you want to make some money? Come on down, baby. Yeah. Right, right by the Everglades, man. You can make yourself some good money. And the thing is, it's open season on iguanas, so
that's what I was
these guys are routinely putting down the snakes and the iguanas, and they're making good money, man, doing it. Seriously.
No, there's always fires going on down here in Arizona.
Yeah, snakes in the Everglades. Yeah. Scary big snakes. Like I'm telling you, they've caught some snakes that are big enough to swallow a person, a cow. I mean, these things are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that these guys are they have no predators. Just like the iguanas.
Actually,
something that like goes after the iguanas. I'm like, they have no natural predators. That's it. They just run willy nilly, through the swamp and whatever they're doing, like in my backyard. And then the snakes too. They've got no predators. They're invasive because of people let them go, and so it's open season on all of that stuff here.
Yeah, I've seen
Totally
videos
invasive.
where they'll even take out like alligators and crocs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
Phoenix. Actually, yes, Mooseman. You've eaten bear, right?
Black bear is the best when it's been comes out early spring on grass, or in the fall when it's on blueberries. The meat is very sweet. If the bear's been eating fish, not so much. The meat tastes like fish. And I tried grizzly a couple of times, and it just tastes nasty. The one I killed had been on rotten fish and rotten game, and it stank to high heaven. It smelled worse. Almost, no, I'm not gonna say worse. It smelled almost as bad as that Bigfoot that walked under our hunting stand that time. But I even had a dog musher come over to get some of the meat to feed his dogs with and cook it up, and he started puking. That bear smelled so bad, and it was fresh. So, but black bear is good eating, especially on blueberries. All that meat is sweet, and it's just like a real fine beef.
that's funny.
Oh, I see what everybody. Yeah, because a lot of people in the chat is like, "Hey, there's a huge fire going on out in Phoenix," and yeah, it's a recycling yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see here. Phoenix fire crews are currently working to control a 6-alarm fire at a recycling yard near 35th and Buckeye.
How much you want to bet that was started by a lithium battery?
I wouldn't doubt it.
We had a recycling plant go up because of
Said
that.
I've got black bear skull and feet in my freezer. You're awesome. That's great. That's so cool.
That's crazy. Okay, so it says that. Well, this is
Who's
5 hours.
behind me? What?
This is 5 hours ago. So let me go check to see if I can see
Behind
it.
me?
I
Freaking
am
me
actually.
out. Nobody behind me. Wait, stop freaking me out, man. That's not cool. That's a fan. Ain't nobody behind me. Gary passed out. He's sleeping somewhere.
Somebody walked through a minute ago.
All right, Nachos, I'm so going to kick your ass for doing that to me. All right, jerk. There's nobody behind me. Is there? No, I don't think so. All right. Jerk. You freaked me out for nothing. Although I gotta tell you, it's super dark out here right now, so I'm not entirely comfortable about being out here right now. I usually go inside.
Gary walked behind you, Nikki.
What? He did?
Gary walked behind you.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
All right. That means
Yeah, he was in his underwear.
Oh, he went to bed then. Okay. All right. He went to bed. Yeah, if that was him. Yeah, then he went to bed. So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any smoke. So either they got it put out or they got it contained.
Whatever. He's on my shit list. So he's not getting the breakfast he wanted tomorrow.
Nice.
You're laughing. I'm not joking. He's still on my shit list.
I can't remember who does sing that song. Hey man, nice shot. God, they were like a one-hit band. Like they had like the nice shot, and then after that, you didn't hear from them again.
Filter. Nice shot. Wait, you're talking.
No,
Filter.
I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Yo, Filter was a sick rock group, man. That was a nice shot. Hey man, that was that song. That was a crazy song. Yeah, Filter was amazing. Ah, Bioxo got it. Of course, Bioxo got it.
Biaxa knows it.
Oh, cool, Northern Girl. Thanks, man. Yeah, the thing is, it was only supposed to be weeds, and then Pete came in, and then it turned political. So sorry about that. It was only supposed to be about weeds. Whatever. I did my best.
What's up, Mike?
Crap.
Hey, Northern Girl. I saw you out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so you guys said that it's confirmed he walked by me in his underwear and he went to bed.
I was just messing with you about the underwear bit.
Yep.
Wait, 1 second. Well, no, he is in his underwear. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't blame him. I mean, most of the time I'm in my underwear too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's funny. Got it. Good stuff. One less thing I have to deal with.
We found a box for the incubator.
All right, Aaron. Oh, good, good. I'll get with you and give you Josh's address so you can send it to Gardner Josh.
Oh, hey, Ron. Do you know what's going on with Kay? How's she doing?
I haven't gotten any updates today. She said she was going to a different hospital. All I know is that last night her sister was coming over, so I don't know what's going on there. We'll have to wait till after dark and see if Zach comes on there and gives us an update.
Yeah.
Now, Skybird, I caught about the first maybe half hour of it before I started my live stream. I mean, I thought it was good to see the president again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't consider this resident that's in there. No. But we'll have to wait and
I
see.
do not like Trump pushing the vax, though. I don't agree with Trump pushing the vax.
I didn't like that either. Yeah, he's all like, yeah, we ordered millions of these vaccines before I was ever even unelected or whatever. And it's like, dude, although we know that Fauci lied, we got the proof now. It's in the emails.
Yep.
Yes, Bioxo, I know Gust is doing canning stuff, but damn it, dude. I do this show the same time I do the same time every Saturday, and I mean it's not a competition here.
Yeah. I don't like to be critical, but I saw Ghost say something tonight that really disturbed me about canning. I've been canning for over 40 years, probably closer to 45. And he made the statement that you can reuse canning jar lids, and that is absolutely a bad juju thing to do.
Yeah,
you should never reuse a canning jar lid. They tell you not to do it. You're risking losing your batch of canned goods. And I had to turn it off. I didn't say nothing. I just had to turn it off because that's bad. You don't tell new canners not to go out and buy $1.29's worth of 12 jar lids because you want to be frugal and reuse them and do something that's dangerous. So that's just to me, that's just not right. But it's his channel, and if people want to follow him, that's fine. Lids are available from Amazon or eBay or something. Red just got a shipment of them in a couple of days ago. And yeah, don't reuse lids, people. You're risking your food, and you're risking your project, and you're risking your health.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, Moose is right. Yeah, I mean, look, I grew up with a lifetime canner and she was old school water canning, man. She was old school. We didn't have all that fancy, high tech, expensive pressure canner, that you buy. My mom did it the old way. Boiled the jars, boiled the lids, brand new, Everything's
Right.
on there. Once everything was cracked open and done, the only thing we use those jars and lids for was stuff to store in that we didn't want to can or, preserve. It was just like regular, ordinary day. Don't reuse them. Not a good idea. But that's just what my mom did,
Right.
just
Yeah,
never.
now
Jar and the rings. Throw the lid away after you're done. Keep the ring in the jar. Buy a new lid, and now you can buy the nice plastic screw tops for dry goods. Like if you open, say, a sealed bag of spices or freeze dried foods, you can dump it in a jar and put one of the white plastic lids on it till you use it up, and keep it fresh. But yeah, never under a pressure can situation doing meat, especially meat and fish and non-acid foods that you have to pressure can. Never reuse a jar lid like that for that.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree with you on that one. But I learned that hard lesson from my mother. But again, she was old school, man. She did everything. It was the water, you put everything in the boiling water and all that. She was cheap. But that's how we canned everything. And it was great because it worked great.
Yeah.
She taught me how to test it. It's like she boiled that shit. And then it's like there was a big towel on the whole countertop. Everything was upside down. And then once it cooled off enough, it's like press the lid and everything's good. It's not popping. Everything goes in the garage up on the shelf. Totally old school cheap, man. Yeah, we didn't have the fancy schmancy stuff back then. But I learned a lot from her. And one of the things I learned from her, she never reused lids, ever. So she never did.
Right.
Yep.
And some things you can water bath. Yeah, some things.
Okay, there
I've
you
always
go.
looked at
There's your update on Kay. So she's doing better. She's on cranberry juice and antibiotics now. Hopefully they're giving her the right ones.
Great.
good deal.
Cool, Zach. Thanks, man.
As far as the canning, I've always looked at canning as more of a homesteading act versus prepping, because I've always looked at prepping as you need to make it portable. So I've always looked at dry goods, vacuum sealing, dehydration, things along that, because water adds so much extra weight. And especially in my area, water is plentiful.
Right.
Ron, not yours. I mean, out in the desert, of course, you would probably want to store things that were wet to begin with.
Oh yeah, I've probably got 9-10 cases of water stored up in my bedroom.
Yeah. But Ron's got a 20,000 gallon pool right near his backyard too, so he's got 20,000 gallons of chlorinated water that he can boil off and have plenty.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely, dude. So many freaking pools down here.
Yeah, that's like my absolute
we've been doing it.
thing that I would do. I wouldn't use my pool water, but that's just me.
Yeah, I've been a homesteader, and I always grew gardens, and we had to preserve our stuff and didn't always have freezer space, so we jarred and canned a lot of stuff. And like I said, especially in Alaska, I did the metal cans, which I still have my metal canner and cases of metal cans for doing fish, because we canned up so much salmon and smoked salmon to get us through the winter. We needed that fat and that oil to keep warm and that nutrition. So yeah, I mean, we canned a lot of that up, and then I learned how to can up. I'd smoke halibut and can that up. I'm going to be probably doing catfish if I get an excess of that here in Oklahoma. I've actually been playing with smoking catfish, and but yeah, I don't do it as majorly for prepping. I do it for surviving and living and having jars of stuff. And like tonight, they were canning hamburger. Well, Red and I never can hamburger. We go ahead and make a spaghetti sauce or a chili or something that's ready to dump out and heat and eat, rather than try to can ground beef, and then you have to make something with it. So We're more into the expedient of let's go ahead and do it now, especially while we got our health, because if we're laid up and we need something to eat, you don't always have the energy or the time to go make a dish when you can open a jar, put it on the stove and warm it up and be eating in just a few minutes.
That's a good point. I personally have never put a lot of stock into it, though a lot of our members do. I think you've convinced me now that that's something we need to start doing here.
And here's the other thing: we keep cases of jars handy because we have a freezer full of food, and we have two refrigerators and freezers with them that have food in them. If we lose electricity and it's going to be out, or in a shit hit the fan situation where the power is going down and you don't know where it's coming back, we're going to start canning the stuff out of our freezers immediately. Now I got a generator to keep them running for a while, but the jars give us that ability to salvage what food is in the freezer, like a lot of deer meat, a lot of wild hog sausage, a lot of vegetables, chicken, hams, stuff like that. That we can all that up into jars and salvage it, and then not have to rely on the freezer without losing a lot of food.
Exactly. Hmm. Now,
We
you
look
had
at all
mentioned
the
metal.
angles here. I mean,
Yeah, that's prepping. I mean, being prepared for several scenarios
Yep.
and going from the most likely to the least. But
right.
you had mentioned metal cans. Do you, for say salmon, do you need metal cans for the fish, or can you do it in the glass jar?
Oh, you can do it in the glass jars. We just had it was available in Alaska to buy the cases of cans was a lot cheaper for one use in the beginning when I started it, and a can sealer was about $100 for a metal can sealer. But you could put a lot more into a smaller space than the jars took up. And if I shipped the stuff out, say if I was going somewhere and had to ship food ahead of time, jars would get broke in transit where the metal cans did not.
Okay,
So it's more of a convenience thing, and it comes out a real nice product too. And it's good for no, I've got salmon here that's probably well over 10 years old, and it's perfectly fine as the day it went in the can. I did a lot of smoked salmon. Had my own smokehouse in Alaska. I got one down here too in Oklahoma. I built. But it was a good way of preserving that food and having a very good product, high energy product. You could throw a couple of cans on your snow machine, and while you're out hunting, you could stop and open a can and get that salmon oil and that fat, kind of like the Native Americans do and the Eskimos do, and that high energy salmon. And a can of that, man, you were charged up and ready to go.
good deal.
Yeah.
You say you have a
Good to know.
smokehouse in Oklahoma. How do you keep your smoke dry with all the humidity?
Oh, thank you very much, Zach. I
Uh,
appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
I cut up my wood and put it in buckets, um, and then we bring the heat up in the smokehouse. But what I do is, if you're going to can it, you just put the smoke on it enough to firm the fish up. You don't want to over smoke it to being done, ready to eat, because your canning process finishes the cooking.
Okay, thank you. Giving me a lot to think about, and now you've added to my project list.
Yeah, we do
Anarchy.
all sorts of meats, and we make our own berry ketchups.
Yellow.
We make jams and jellies and preserves. We canned up a lot of moose meat, caribou meat, but we make like moose spaghetti sauce, moose chili, things of that nature. Taco meat ready to go, where all you had to heat it up and have your other stuff ready. And when we had the garden, we did cases and cases of collard greens and turnip greens and mustard greens, and we made um, sauerkraut, and then canned up our sauerkraut. Uh, so we had a plethora of different varieties of food through the winter, because where we lived, we had a store that was maybe 10 or 15 miles away that had some stuff, but the big city was over 200 miles away. So you weren't always in the winter going to be able to go through snowstorms and stuff. You were pretty much at home with what you had.
Right.
Wait, you actually do moose? Did you say moose chili?
Oh yeah, yeah. Moose was actually, when I would dry age it, was better than any beef you could buy in the supermarket. We would hang it for over a month and let it get the mold growing on the outside like they did in the old days with the beef,
Mm-hmm.
and dry age it. It takes out any gamey flavor. It tenderizes and ages the meat, and the enzymes go through the meat and sweeten it up, and it will make its own gravy. Actually, it's so tender you can just about cut it with a fork. Because when you butcher it, you just cut that rind off the outside with that mold on it, and the meat inside is just a beautiful color. It's so moist, and it'll make its own gravy in a pan. And if you find a dry aged steak now in a restaurant, you'll pay over $100 for about an 8 or 10 ounce steak in a fancy restaurant. But it's the way the meat was done back when I was a youngster, in the 50s and 60s. You bought dry aged beef from the butcher shop, and it
So
had
you
flavor. This new stuff tastes like cardboard.
are you saying that you don't even disembowel it before you hang it?
Oh man.
No, you cut it in quarters. You cut it in quarters and skin it, and then you
Okay.
hang the quarters.
Okay.
And then we rubbed them down with blood to dry the blood on there. We keep the flies off so we could get it home and into the smoke, into the hanging room or the cellar or a room with a fan blowing on it. And you wanted about 40 to 42, 45 degrees most with a fan blowing on it. And it would chill that heat down. And then you could rub, you didn't want the mold growth, which didn't bother us. You could rub red wine vinegar on the outside, on the rind too. And we didn't mind the mold. It's a green mold that grows on the outside. It doesn't hurt the meat at all. If you found a gray mold or something, maybe in like a shot part of the meat, you would cut that out and not eat that. You can tell the difference in color. But meat around it would be fine. It'll be this gorgeous deep red.
Gross. That's just so gross.
So green mold is good, gray mold is bad.
That's just gross.
Green mold on the outside is okay. Yeah, it just goes a green mold on the outside. That's why they used to say green. If it was green, it's either new cheese or meat.
Yeah, I got green in my backyard. It ain't mold though.
Have you never had aged cheese or aged cheddar, Nikki?
Ugh. What?
Have you never had and bought aged cheddar at a store or anything like that?
Well, of course I have. Yeah,
It's the same
what?
process.
I know. No, I know. It's just
No.
can't do that anymore. I'm so
Look at
highly
blue cheese.
to it because the
Blue
reason
cheese.
why I live here now is because I moved out of a house with toxic mold, and any kind of mold completely fucks me up. So I can't do it, man. So and I mean I got little piece of it in my plants, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not cutting mold off all that shit. There's other crap I can eat. I ain't doing that.
What's that, Moose?
I'm gonna try and hang in here. We've got a storm that just hit. It's raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock. Lightning and thunder just came out of nowhere. So I'm hoping my internet will hang in here. But if I drop out, it means it knocked my internet out again.
Okay. Well, we only got about half an hour left anyway, so.
The mold gives it the snap, yeah, or whatever,
Yep.
man. Different strokes for different folks, man.
It's coming down.
Ain't happening in my house.
Man, I could use some rain.
Whatever. All I care about is the last man standing when the shit
Yeah,
hits
that's
the fan.
another.
It's definitely not going to be a mold eater.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to mention. Red makes her own cheese and stuff, but we haven't been able to find a source for raw cow's milk here in Oklahoma. We had a source in Alaska, and we were making our own cheese. Fetas, Goudas, Cheddars, Swiss. We also made Braunschweiger and stuff like that. But that's another skill that you have to have the components to do it with, mainly the cultures. But cheese making is actually a pretty neat process.
Love that. Cool.
There, Mooseman, there was a place up around Adair, I think, that was a milk farm that they would sell raw milk.
Wow.
Y'all need to get off that shit.
I'm guessing you're southeast. You said the storm, but up in the northeast corner of the state, they have a dairy farm that is very prepper friendly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm down in Choctaw County. I'm down in Choctaw County. Just we border Texas, basically. Choctaw County does. So I'm right in Choctaw County in southeast corner.
I used to go through Durant quite a bit.
Oh, Durant? Yeah, that's about 70 miles from me. I'm over by Hugo. I'm right off Lake Hugo.
I'm
just east of Fort Smith.
I think nowadays,
Circus City.
I think the big part of it now is that a lot of these dairies, they're so regulated now. It's like they're not. Most of them aren't even allowed to sell raw milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got a state law you can't.
No, it's illegal in most states.
That's kicker. The government says no raw milk. What we had to do was buy shares in the cow to get the raw milk to be legal.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I think that's similar to what this farm does.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Goddamn fucking government.
Why are you doing that anyway? Stop sucking your mom's boobie when you were a baby. Why are you still drinking fucking cow's milk?
Make cheese.
Yeah.
Make sour cream.
Make cheese.
Make buttermilk.
Okay. Yeah. Why?
Nutrition.
To make biscuits.
So you can put
mustard on
them. Just saying. And you wonder why you've got problems. It's one of the worst things you can do, man. And I'm addicted to it too. I love cheese. In fact, I had some yesterday. It was amazing. I treat myself once in a while, but you stop sucking your mom's tits when you were a baby. Why the fuck are you eating the mammary secretions of another mammal, at your age? Shouldn't be doing it. Not good for you. It's horrible.
It's hard to eat cereal without.
They've got digestion issues and they're sick, fat and nearly dead. You shouldn't be eating that shit. Remember, it comes from a cow, most of what you're doing. And what do? They get to 1,000.
Pete.
Shouldn't be doing it.
Pete and his camel, man.
No, I get it. You're addicted to that shit. But the thing is, dairy is made for baby cows, not men.
No.
Not humans.
I'm guessing. I'm thinking what Mooseman was talking about is you cannot make cheese with a homogenized milk, right? It has to be straight out cow.
You need raw milk with cream.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
I make cheese.
No, I've never made cheese.
Now cow's milk. Shouldn't be doing it, man. Cow's milk is for baby cows, Think
2
about it.
gallons a week. Wow.
Baby cows get to be 1,000 fucking pounds in 1 year. And
I can barely do 1 gallon.
literally got addictive shit in it, and it's not good for you, man. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Seriously. Let's get real here.
What are you talking about?
We buy
Niki?
special
Last
milk.
time you had
We buy
dairy,
special milk
you
here
had
that's
your mom's
BHTA free.
You know what I'm
and all
talking
that.
about? We're the only mammal on the planet that literally has dairy. Because the thing is, it's like that's mainstream that put that into your fucking brain since you're little. It's not good for you. You shouldn't be doing it. It'll kill you.
What about
You
goat's
gotta
milk?
have it for sour cream. You gotta have it
Goat's
for sour
milk
cream
doesn't
and
matter
cottage
what
cheese.
milk. All right, so were you a baby goat? You're a baby goat, right? So what? You're a baby goat? You gotta drink that milk too? Come on
It's
now.
not like we can milk a whole bunch of humans. That's not exactly going to happen either.
And why
Yeah,
do you
I'm gonna
even
drink my milk.
humans? When
Don't
you
impose
grew
your
up,
will on
your
me.
mom said, you don't milk anymore. You grow up. You eat other food.
Dude,
don't
I
need
don't know,
to.
man.
Don't
I've heard a
impose your
lot of
will
people.
on me.
I've heard a
Don't
lot of
impose your
people say
will on
that.
Why do you
me.
need milk? Tell me.
All right.
Give me a good
Don't make
argument.
me start meeting
Give me a
people.
good
Why do you
fucking
need a
argument
dildo?
on milk.
No,
No,
I've
because
heard
you
that.
don't need milk.
I have
After
actually
you
heard.
wean yourself off your mom's tit.
Nikki,
No,
come
need
on,
milk.
chill out, man. We're all friends here. No,
Just
I have actually heard quite a few people that they like goat's milk.
well, you're defensive because you're addicted to that shit.
No, what are you
Goat is
talking about? I'm not
disgusting.
addicted. Well, I'm
I like
addicted
milk.
to
Saying, you stopped
But-
sucking your mom's titty when you were little.
Like ice cream
Oh
too.
my God, Nikki. Yes, we all did. What?
Right.
All right.
So why are you
All
still
right. I'll take that back.
sucking titties?
All right. Because even at this age, I still like tits. Okay. Still like them. Still
Get
suck
that.
on them. I'm not getting any milk out of them.
Drink out of them?
But
I,
all right. So can we end that, please?
I like
Jeez,
my
please.
tit squeezings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Think about it logically. We're the
I like
only
my
mammals
tit
on the
squeezings.
planet that still disgustingly eat and make shit off the mammalian secretions. Secretions of another mammal, and you shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, good for you. Shouldn't be doing
Looks like a tit flap.
why everybody's sick, fat, and nearly dead. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it.
What in the world? One bottle of camel milk costs $108.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't care
Right.
what kind of milk.
That's
it
why I
is,
drink
man.
cow's milk.
You stopped sucking your mom's titties when you grew up. And
back in the day before
Not a fucking baby.
Louis Pasteur came out with that process. So now milk lasts longer, it stays fresh longer, it doesn't get as many cultures built up in it, stuff like that.
All right.
But what's up, Scott? Oh wait, wrong one. What's going on? Drop it like it's Scott. How you been, brother? Titties and beer. Yeah, I like that combo.
I buy big cans of powdered milk that comes from powdered cows.
Oh boy. It's not funny. I mean, you shouldn't
Powdered
be
butter too.
to be honest with you. Yeah.
They make powdered butter too.
You gotta have butter for things. Yeah, they
What?
make powdered butter. We got a can of it too.
I've got amazing butter. It's actually not made from fucking cow's tits. It's amazing too. Tastes
What's
good.
it made from?
It melts. My avocado tree.
Oh, okay.
Incredible too.
You make milk from avocados?
And you can actually. And the thing, but the butter,
Exactly what.
it melts. It looks like regular butter that everybody uses, and it's not made from nasty fucking cow tits, which you shouldn't be doing. because you got things
Well,
stuck in your
Nikki,
mouth.
why does it say?
You grew
Wait a minute.
up.
God, Nikki, drop
minute.
it. Please live and let live.
Why does
God.
it? Why does
Ron
it
doesn't
say
like
in the
this,
Bible
but,
the land of
reality
milk and
sucks,
honey?
doesn't it? It's called
The Bible
reality.
says the land of milk and honey. No, the Bible says the land of milk and honey. So God meant us to drink milk and eat honey.
No, nobody said where the milk came from. I got
Nikki,
you.
I have a
Where's it
question.
going to come
That's
from?
why
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
said
Nikki.
where the milk came from, dude.
Hold
Nick.
on, Nikki.
Yes,
Archie,
you're not made to do it.
Going radical now.
Plain Havoc. Plain Havoc.
Regardless
Yes,
has
of
we
a
what
are.
you
question
think.
for you.
Hey,
God
Nikki.
made cows.
Do whatever you want.
Come on, this isn't after dark. One at a time here. Plain Havoc had a question for you, Nikki.
I'm genuinely curious. How do you milk an avocado?
Oh, well, the avocados actually have a lot of fat.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. So the thing is, you have to extract when you extract the meat and all that stuff. You actually, well, the thing is, like the milk that we do is from nuts most of the time, but avocados, they've got a ton of fat. So this is where when you go and you find butter, that's plant-based butter, 9 times out of 10, it's out of avocados. Avocados are all fat, but it's actually good fat.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Huh.
So,
I mean, I love avocados. I used to hate them, but yeah, I agree. It's good fat.
yeah, I didn't like them either. It was a learned thing because I've got a tree in my backyard. So yeah, it's very good fat. And so yeah, thing is, I mean, again, as a prepper, I mean, if you want to learn how to make butter and do all that crap, then hey, you have an avocado tree, there you go. And the thing is, actually, I've got sticks of butter in my fridge right now. It's
Oh, wow.
you would not know the difference. If I made you a muffin and I spread that butter on there, you guys definitely wouldn't know the difference. And it wouldn't give you a fucking stroke. Because this
Oh,
goddamn
man.
area of yours will give you a stroke. I'm just telling you. So, yeah. It won't
Trouble
give you
is,
a
there's no
It's not gonna
avocados
be-
north of Georgia.
Yeah.
There's no avocados north of Florida without buying them, and they're too expensive. We have to buy butter and cheese and that comes from cows. And
Well, that's true.
I
But there
mean,
are
in
avocados
north
that are
you're not going to get it.
That's
You
not
can't
exactly
buy enough though to make the quantity that people need for fat.
tolerant.
All right, come on. Let's not talk over each other, please. Okay, Northern Girl Hobbies, that sucks, man. I hope it's not broke. Maybe it's just spring, but God, that sucks, dude. That's
Oh,
good.
wow.
Wow. Yeah, broken toe. That's not anything nice.
Oh,
But no, I didn't know that about avocados. I know they grow them in California. But I don't think we've got any like real avocado ranches out here in Arizona. So
You do. You've got them out there.
yeah.
And they are cold tolerant. There are varieties that are cold tolerant. They're pretty cool. They're everywhere. And once you've got them, they fruit prolifically. So you can make a lot of money on them, actually.
oh yeah, they go for a
They
lot
make
of
some
money.
amazing butter.
Even the ones a lot of times the ones we get in are from
Well, you
California.
don't believe me? I'll grab a stick out of the fridge right now. So you guys are being dickheads. I'll grab it.
Oh, we believe you. It's just
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm
Yeah,
drinking cow's milk. God made cow's milk.
yeah. There's
I'll agree with the hormones that they inject into cows shouldn't get, but we get hormone-free milk here from a special dairy company called Brahms. It makes their own ice cream, their own butters, and they serve us have the best milk on the planet. But it's all that hormone-free, BHA-free, and all that
Now,
stuff.
I'm going to open up an entire stick. This is not butter from dairy. This is an entire stick right here. And the thing is, it's amazing.
wow. And that's all from
Like
avocado.
butter. It tastes like butter. It's amazing. And the thing is, Gary's a freak, dude. Because he's Mr. Meat, Mr. Butter, Mr. Everything. And yeah, it's amazing. So the thing is, even though I'm kind of sort of against that, because we're a no oil household, but I do have coconut oil, but I use it on my skin. Yeah, because I'm saving his life. You know, the guy has major health issues. So the thing is, look up Dr. Esselstyn. Once you guys look that shit up, then you can talk some shit. So the thing is, like I've got that in there to indulge Gary. Like when I make his muffins and his bagels and all that. The thing is, once you get off the bad stuff and you're not addicted to it anymore, like you guys are to dairy, and you shouldn't be, then you'll get a little bit healthier. You know what I'm saying? Men, for the most part, actually have major prostate problems and digestion issues.
Really? You had to go down that road.
Because of dairy. I'm just saying. Yeah. And so I've got major issues with Gary. Yeah. Seriously. And so this guy, we have no pharmaceuticals in the house, but like what I do and what I grow and what I feed him is strictly what's going on back there. Just saying. Yeah.
Northern Girl, I can't go looking shit up right now.
Yeah, coconut oil.
You got a wrench.
I've got tons of it on my counter. I love coconut oil. It's awesome. Yeah, coconut oil is really cool.
Where are they going? That's weird. Oh, and my chat's not catching up. That's why. No, you should already have a wrench over here, Northern Girl.
And you know what's more harmful than real butter is margarine. Margarine with the hydrogenated oils is way more deadly to the human being than butter is. Butter is a natural product.
Oh yeah, margarine is horrendous. That's literally eating plastic. But the thing is, that's like just saying, you're voting against one evil versus the other. Butter is not good either, dude. I mean, you want to clog your arteries and fuck yourself up? Go for it. You can eat that too. It's not good for you. Never has been.
I just can't eat mustard on my biscuits all the time.
Major fat. Well, no, you can't. But you could actually get used to it. Be surprised what people can do when their life depends on it. So, like ours does.
Rainy.
Where do you get your calcium sources?
Oh, I have a moringa tree out back. That thing's got at least 7.8 times the amount of calcium than milk ever did. And so do a lot of other
I know. Damn, Niki.
Yeah,
I mean, I know.
Oh, man.
Broccoli, a lot of us have.
Give me the beaver.
Milk is not the source of calcium that everybody wants. This is government propaganda bullshit that everybody's learned in their lifetime. Oh, you got to get your protein in your cow. By the way, protein, first thing you do when you've got kidney failure, if you're a major diabetic like Gary is, and they put you in the hospital, you know what's the first thing doctors do? They get rid of the protein because they know it kills you. And basically, if you're high in protein, you end up on kidney dialysis because it destroys your kidneys. The
Too much of anything, yeah.
Protein RDA on the shit that you see came from the late 50s, and guess what? It was predicated on tests done on rats. And if you look at the list of what protein is recommended, we literally are right above horses. Horses and humans have the lowest needed protein on the planet. The rats are way the fuck up there. So the thing is, your RDA is like blah blah. You know what that came from? It was predicated on their rat experiments. Again, I mean, you want to believe the government and all that shit, but here's the thing: doctors know it, because if you end up in the hospital with kidney failure because you're a severe diabetic, the first thing doctors do, mark my words, there's some people here that probably knows it, they literally reduce your protein massively, because protein destroys your kidneys.
Okay.
Destroys.
Now, all right. Now, first of all,
You want me to keep going? Do this all
no,
night
no,
long.
I don't want you to keep going because you're gonna get me kicked off this fucking channel, Nikki.
All right.
They're gonna.
Listen, do this
I
all
mean,
night long.
you know how the YouTube algorithm is working lately.
I
They'll
know.
probably come out and say, "Oh, you're spreading medical misinformation." Blah blah blah.
I'm not a medical expert. It's what I do.
And not to mention, they don't want it. They don't want us. They don't want us to. Like, they don't want us to curse all that much either. So, yeah, I mean, but no, I get what you're saying.
I don't care if anybody gets
I
wrong.
I mean,
care about myself and the guy I'm taking care of. At this point,
yeah, well,
I'm going to tell you right
now. About myself too.
I love everybody, but I actually don't give a shit if anybody believes me or not. Because the thing is, you know, I had a bad accident. My foot's fucked up. Ron knows it. He's seen it personally. Yeah. And the thing is, I've got a guy to take care of that's ridiculously sick, and we're not on pharmaceuticals. And frankly, you know, I've been at this for several decades. I actually literally don't give a crap if anybody doesn't believe what I say. One of these days they'll figure it out. But I actually don't give a shit. Because the thing is, I'll keep walking and keep myself going. And I'm going to keep my guy going because I know what I'm doing. And so I actually, at this point in the game, you know, I used to actually care a lot about helping people, and I was passionate, you know, and I'm like crazy out there because I'm like, God, why don't you just...
You are way out there.
At this point in my life, I don't care, because the only thing I care about is keeping my guy healthy and me walking. After that, I actually don't care what happens, you know, because if people don't want to listen, it's their fucking problem. You know,
no, it's that. Well, no, that's what I'm saying, Nikki.
I don't care. I really don't.
Nikki, we understand that. All I was saying is we have to be careful. I have to be careful on this channel because this is my monetized channel, and I don't want this one taken down for whatever reason. Now, do I think that anything that you said was wrong or unfactual?
It may be wrong to you. It's not, like I said, it's not medical advice. It's just my opinion. So you can't get taken down. It's my...
There you go. Okay, thank you.
You won't get taken down. So
and
let's doing. Yeah, it won't be.
Try and watch the curse words. That was another thing that they added to the list of community guidelines is no profuse profanity. So,
right.
And then, you know, we all slip. We all say, you know, a word here and there, but
right. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm passionate about this because I care about people too much.
Can somebody in the chat please post Persian Preppers channel in there? One of my mods, please. I'm sorry, Pete, but I'm trying to do like 3 things here.
I got it.
Crap, beetles. Ew. Oh, he's little. Oh, gross.
I don't know. Avocado butter. That's weird. Never heard of that.
It's actually really good. Dana loves it, and she's a total meat chick. Yeah.
I'm not a big avocado fan myself.
Well, you don't taste it. It's actually really good. I'm telling you, Ron, you'd like it. I'd make you like it. I'm gonna chain you up in my dungeon. You'll like it.
I guess if that's the only thing I had to survive on.
No, no, it's actually really good. So whatever. I put it on my toast. The thing is, it melts like butter. You would never actually know the difference. It tastes the same. Honest
Well,
to
I
God.
mean,
I
I've seen
swear
that
to God.
stuff. I've seen that
Swear to
stuff in the store. The stuff that says, uh, uh, "You think it's butter," or I can't believe it's not butter," or whatever that stuff is.
No, that's
I mean,
crap.
I don't know what they put in that.
Plastic, like
But,
you said. You might as well eat margarine, which is terrible. It'll kill you. That's plastic. Yeah, you can't do that. And it has to be a natural source. Like Moose said, margarine, it's a killer, man. It'll kill you. Yeah. Not good.
um, I don't know, Phoenix. My sister and my mom, when they go out, they get the, oh God, what is this? Like, it's got chicken. It's got the white sauce. Yeah, it's like an all white pizza, and I can't remember what they call it. Uh, chicken, chicken Alfredo pizza, something like that. I think they seem to.
Margarita. The margarita pizza. That's the white one. That's awesome. I do it
Hi.
on Friday night weekends, man. I cheat, and there's cheese all over that shit, and I'm all over it, man. And I eat it. It's awesome. I'm
All
just
right,
saying,
guys. Well, we are almost at
good
the
for us,
2 hour
man.
mark. Um, uh, I'll go ahead and start off by saying thank you all for joining us tonight. I will be doing the after dark here probably in maybe a half an hour, an hour. I took a nap beforehand, so I'm probably just gonna change my shirt and change my whole settings in here. So Dangerous Freedom After Dark, uh, playing Havoc. Chill
Yes,
out your
sir.
channel, brother.
Oh, not much on it.
Got it.
Well, you got like a whole group. You got a whole community going on, right?
Right, but not much on YouTube.
Well, show out your community then. People want to know this stuff. Granted, I know there's 34 now, but we'll probably have 300 or 400 that end up watching this video after everything's said and done. So,
Well, thank you. And I'd like to take the time. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on here.
no problem. Playing Havoc. And by the way, he also goes by Arkansas Prepper Network. Did you post the link in the chat there or what?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Are you with us, Moose?
Yeah, Moose, can you hear us?
Storm looks like it's getting
Yeah, I think his storm got to him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Channel,
all right. Well, that was Mooseman. He doesn't really have a channel, but if you follow me, he's on a lot of my panels. So if you wanna follow Moose, you probably want to follow me. Let's see here, and yeah, that's got the circle of death going on. So Nikki, I heard you did a live stream earlier.
Oh, I did weeds. I had 2 weeds I had to cover. And then Pete came in there and, everything just kind of went off the rails. So it was a few hours, but it was cool. Yeah, but it was weeds.
Okay, Moose, I think you're back. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, froze up again. Damn it.
yeah.
No. Oh wait.
Storm here
There
is
you
bad.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
You
Yeah,
should,
Okay.
Honda.
I have to
I'm happy
visit
you
your channel there, Arkansas Prep.
I'm
Oh,
putting information in, or my email and stuff in our StreamYard chat.
yeah, right.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's true too. Yeah. Oh, my dog's falling off my left. Right on, Hondo. What? Your breath smells like shit.
Got it
What's
saved.
up, Ark Wild Man? Well, you're coming in just as we're about ready to get out of here. 8 hours. Wow, Persian.
Hey, Art.
Good stretch, bro. Coconut oil. Nah, I use this. Don't ask. Every time I
Oh
show that,
God.
people are always, yeah, people's minds go in the gutter. And it's like, no, I don't use that lotion for that.
All
No.
we saw was a green screen.
I know. Yeah, because it just happens to be the same color as the green screen. But hey, what's up, Detroit prepping? All right, everybody. Well,
Hey,
I think,
Cherokee, are you going to be on after hours?
yeah, you gonna come on after dark, bro?
Writing all this down. What part of Arkansas are you in?
Just east,
No.
a bit east of Fort Smith, Crawford County.
Oh, east of Fort. Oh, okay, east of Fort Smith. Well, you're not too far from me. About 4 hours, maybe.
About that, unless I'm driving.
Yeah. Okay.
He's cracking. What?
All right, Pete. All right, everybody. I will. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast, and hopefully you got some info out of it. And like I said, I do this every Saturday night, same bat time, same bat channel. And I want to thank you all once again for coming out. And like I said, I'll be after dark here in, I don't know, half an hour, somewhere in there. Probably about an hour. But anyways, thank you all. Have a great night and stay armed.
Ah, shit.